What is up, you guys? This is Mini Superheroes Today.
And today we'll be taking a look at the massive, epic LEGO Jurassic Park T-Rex Rampage set 75936. Now this set is for ages 16 and up, has 3,120 pieces, 6 minifigures, and I do want to point out that this was sent to me by LEGO through the LEGO Ambassador Network. So thank you so much to LEGO for sending me this to review, and I am so excited to start breaking this thing down. Now, like I said, this is 3,120 pieces, whopping by any stretch of the imagination, and it's just a fantastic set. I honestly cannot think of a single person, kid, fan, you name it, that likes Jurassic Park enough to buy this set that wouldn't enjoy it. Plus, who doesn't love giant dinosaurs? I mean, come on, I guess unless you're getting chased by one, but I rest my case. This set is absolutely fantastic. It took me about 4 hours all in to build, which was kind of unexpected, but I was really excited that the build was so much fun. You can see just in this little overview, there are so many intricate little parts, and I'm excited to break it all down for you in this video. So hit like and subscribe before we get too much further in, and hold on to your butts because this is going to be an awesome review. So one thing I want to talk about is actually the build process. It was really fun to build, but it's in two sections, book 1 and book 2. Book 1 being the dino and book 2 being the gate. You know, I was at the LEGO store a couple weeks ago talking to a guy in line there, and he brought up a great point that this is a good couples build. You know, the Mrs. builds the dinosaur, the Mr. buys this, or, you know, one side of the couple builds one or the other. So I just think that that's a very cool idea to do like a date build. I've never thought of that, and truth be told, I've never done it either, but it's very cool, and because we're looking at the books, I might as well show you that when we open up the first one, I always keep my sticker sheets in there. We get a little story about, you know, the set itself. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys if you get this, but we get a little breakdown on the 6 minifigs it comes with, and then talking about the movie scenes, of course, which, you know, we'll talk about in this video. A little design team thing, little introduction, and then in different languages. So just wanted to show that, and let's keep looking at this set. So as always, let's start off by looking at the minifigures. Now before we look at them up close, I want to show you the display stand they come on. It's really awesome when you get these larger LEGO builds that, you know, you get to see these stands that they make. Of course, we've got a little baby dinosaur here, and it just looks great. Kind of like an Ultimate Collector Series set, we do get a huge plate on the back that tells us some statistics about the T-Rex. One thing that bothers me, though, is that it says Jurassic World. I know that these days that's like the branding for the entire Jurassic brand, but come on, this is a Jurassic Park set. Did that really need to say Jurassic World? Anyways, the figures are immaculate, so without further ado, let's take a closer look at them. Alright, so up first is Ian Malcolm with his shirt open, which is kind of an interesting character to get. Now, we did get an Ian Malcolm with his shirt closed in a Bricktober pack back in 2018, but this is a variant version, and having his shirt open and, you know, his legs, the pants ripped there, definitely an interesting choice. You can see that he's kind of got like a darker tan complexion, and of course he's also sweating, and you can flip that hair around and show a more concerned face. I wish that one side had his iconic glasses on, but it's still a pretty cool figure all around. I just, you know, those glasses are so iconic, it would be pretty awesome to see those. Here we've got Mr. Arnold, Samuel L. Jackson, and he's got to be an actor that has more LEGO figures of him than anybody else. He definitely has one of the most, if not the most. Anyways, a fantastic figure. Look at the legs, the dull-molded legs with black on bottom, white on top, that comes around to his lab coat on the front. Absolutely spectacular. You can see he's got a little badge on his torso there with the Jurassic Park logo on it, as well as a credential. He's got a nice little design there on his tie, and then, of course, a great-looking face and hair combo. You could flip that around to a scary side, and, you know, another thing is in the movie, pretty much every scene that Samuel L. Jackson's in, he's smoking a cigarette, and I know that LEGO wasn't ever going to put a cigarette accessory, but because it's so iconic, I almost wish they could have figured out a way to make that work. In any case, still a fantastic figure. And LEGO spared no expense in making sure that we got John Hammond in this set as well. A fantastic figure. I love the short sleeve on his arm, that design. Kind of wish he had some leg printing, but not a deal breaker. It definitely looks super accurate. The face is fantastic, great likeness to the movie. The hat looks great, and even the walking stick with the ember is just a fantastic, fantastic addition. All around a great figure, and maybe my favorite in this set. Here we've got Dr. Satler, who is pretty much identical to the other one we got from the Walmart shared exclusive Jurassic Park set, you know, the one in the kitchen and the lab and all that. Still a really fantastic figure, but kind of disappointing to not get something else. You know, this is definitely her more iconic outfit from the movie. You know, at one point she just has like the tank top on, but you know, it's still a really great figure. I feel like I'm dogging these figures, and I'm really not. I'm just kind of pointing out that some variations would be nice, but this set, with the price that it is, definitely caters to a different demographic, you know? Like, this set may be sold not only, but maybe more to people that might not buy another LEGO set, so to give the most iconic version of these characters definitely makes sense. I'm just being a nitpicky LEGO fan and wishing for something different. Don't mind me. Here we've got Dr. Grant, an absolutely fantastic figure. I really have no complaints about this figure. Kind of wish he had leg printing, but again, that's just me being in nitpick mode. It's still a really great figure, and giving him this little talon piece for his raptor claw is definitely an awesome touch. Then we have Dennis Nedry in his nice little raincoat there. Love that Jurassic Park logo on the back of it. And speaking of the back, if we flip it around, you've got that face from when he gets inked, which is really, really fantastic. And all around, a really just great, great figure. I love that head. The hair combo works great, and it's just an awesome representation of the character. All right, so that brings us to the gate itself, and if we just take a minifigure, just so you can see how large it is, I mean, this thing is absolutely huge. I love all the little details with the kind of like flame torch pieces all around the front, and of course, all of the flower liveliness at the bottom is very cool as well. At the top, you can see we have these 4x4 plates with flat bricks right there that you put the PA and RK stickers on to spell the word park. And then, of course, we have the word Jurassic that goes over that big top piece. So I'm not a big fan of stickers, but these ones really do look just fantastic. I can't say it enough. Now, another cool thing as detailing is concerned, you can see that there's the track here, which of course the Jeep would run on in the film, and you can see that there's little tire tracks that they built in with these edged pieces. Fantastic, fantastic attention to detail. And based on the minifig scale, it's almost like if they built a Jeep to go in here, it would almost be to scale. Maybe they're laying the plans for something in the future. I honestly don't know, but it would be awesome. Now, I do have to show you that the doors open. There's a little mechanism around back that you can use that it turns the doors open, and they technically open front ways too, I think. Yeah, there we go, a little bit, but you know, as per the movie, they're definitely supposed to open backward, so as you can see, they open and close. Let's take a look at that mechanism. All right, so as you can see, there's a little Technic mechanism that runs the whole way through here, and you can see these little T-pieces. Can kind of see them. There's one there, there's one there. They're black, so they're a little bit hard to see in the shadows there, but when you twist this, that's what opens the gate. So see that twist and the gate opens? It's fantastic. Now that we're looking at the back, I do have to point out that there are actually cool little room scenes built into the back that are the iconic scenes from the movies. I'll adjust the camera so we can see them closer, but they're cleverly hidden on the inside. Clever girl. To drop a reference, of course. All right, so the first room you build is the little room where Malcolm lays on the bed, and it's almost impossible to get him in this pose and make him stay there. He always just wants to fall off. So I'm gonna take him out just so that we can take a closer look at the room itself. You can see there's a fire extinguisher up there. When we move it over, there's all kinds of boxes built in there, and LEGO did a great job of giving this room some depth, especially when you look at it from far away. Those boxes don't look like 1x2 bricks anymore. They start to have a little bit extra depth, and I really like that. So that is this room. Now, directly above that room, we come up to this room, which of course is kind of an amalgamation. You know, it's the room where Hammond is eating the ice cream, but there's also the gelatin from later in the movie. So, like I said, it's kind of a combination of a few different scenes from the movie, but it really is a cool little room. I love the details they packed in here, right? Now, directly above that room, when we lift the camera, we've got this little scene here. And this one doesn't make sense, because, like, how could this possibly be inside the gate? I guess how could any of them be inside the gate? But we do have the little shaving cream Barbasol thing hidden in there, and the little landslide, so it's just a great little attention to detail, don't you agree? And sliding back down to the bottom, if we turn it this way, we can actually open up the gate on the side, and there's some tranquilizer guns in there. Just a cool little hidden attention to detail piece there. It's really great. So then that brings us to the right side, which is kind of like the security room that Dr. Satler kind of turns off the, or rather turns on the power system again. But this is so morbid. Look at this. This is supposed to be Arnold's hand that comes through the gate. Isn't that horrifying? Oh my gosh, I can't believe LEGO went there. But when we open up the side, you could even see, let's see if we can see that there with the shadows. There's actually a little red stud on the side that's supposed to make it look like blood. It's horrifying. It's maybe the most violent thing LEGO's ever put in a set, but they did a really great job of showing like the console here and of course where she pushes the buttons and everything. And I really like the way they built this piping too. It's just a really fantastic looking little room, don't you think? Now, directly above that, if we lift the camera up, we've got Nedry's little office area, and I really like all the sticker details that you put on there. I know I said earlier I'm not a big sticker guy, but I do think that it makes the computers look dated and super 90s. It's really great. The chair swivels, too. Then directly above that room, we have definitely the funniest room, and that is the toilet from where the lawyer gets eaten. Just a really, really great little attention to detail piece that's surely to make people laugh as they build this. We've looked at the figures, we've looked at the gate, now it's time to look at the main attraction, the T-Rex. Look how massive this thing is. Just putting a minifig in front of it, I mean, it is huge. I don't know if it's quite minifig scale, but who the heck cares? This thing is, I believe, over 27 inches from nose to tail. Just incredible. Speaking of tail, the tail swivels. Is that not amazing? Check that out, how the tail swivels. In fact, I'm sitting down right now, but I'm actually gonna have to stand up just to move the tail because it is so huge. So you can see that there are little ball joint pieces in there. Let me actually bring it closer so you can see that. Can you see those little ball joint hinges inside the little areas of the tail that can move? So that's what makes it able to move, and there's one of those in every section of the tail. Of course, until you get to the end where there's only one and you can kind of move that around. But it's cool. It lets this figure be emotive, and it's just a really, really fantastic build. I cannot stress that enough. I love the color scheme, of course, having that like kind of dark sandy tan for the midsection of the body and then going up into stripes on the back and then the gray feet. It just looks great. So let's get the camera a little bit closer so we can take a look at some of the more... Where better to start than the feet? And these feet are amazing. It's just such a great build. I can't stress it enough. I know I keep saying that, but it is just a great build. So the side toes can move out for stability should you need it, but I kind of like to push them the whole way forward. That makes the most sense to me. But the actual individual toes do move just a little bit. If you're like a stop motion animator or something, that might be cool to show a little bit of emotion. I love the way that they use these 1x2 cheese slope style pieces to just add some architecture to the legs. On the back, he has some back toes. I'm sure there's an actual like paleontologist name for what those are, but I'm a Lego builder, not a paleontologist. So anyways, the legs are just fantastic. They look great, and it's a very sturdy figure too, very stable. So moving up to the midsection, I love the thigh area. It really looks like a chicken leg or something, but it does look fantastic for this dino. As you can see, you can move the whole dino torso and actually get his mouth to the ground by moving it at the legs there. I was just talking about how sturdy this is, but you do have to be careful too. But it allows you to be able to, you know, emote this thing and move him around so much. Again, I can only imagine for stop motion animators how great this piece would be. Let's move him around so you can see the whole torso while we're at this camera angle. And while we're here, why don't we move the torso up to about midway there and take a look at the little baby arms. I'm kind of surprised they didn't try to give him thumbs. I don't know if T-Rexes actually had thumbs, but just having the two claws feels a little weird. But the short little arms are really, really fantastic. It's great. And look at the just contouring of the body too. It just, when you push it far away, it starts to look less like a Lego and more like a model. But I love the contouring that they did on the top of the legs here. And then, of course, these spikes that go on the back of the figure are just fantastic. Using those every other cheese slope 1x2 pieces just really bring this thing to life. I hope I didn't scare you with this shot, but last but not least, we need to take a look at the head area. So the neck joint does move up and down like this. It only moves down to, you know, that flat 180-degree angle, but you can move the head all the way up like this if you wanted to have your T-Rex do like a mighty roar or something. But for the sake of keeping him in the camera, we're going to keep his head flat. Of course, you can move the neck joint a little bit, but he does want to rest his head down like that. So that's one thing there, but you can move it. You can pose it a little bit, tilt his head if he's like inquisitive or something. But in any case, you can close the mouth there, which looks really, really great, or you can open it that wide. It's really fantastic, and hidden up inside there is actually a lizard-like tongue that just looks so good, especially from a distance. I think that this figure looks great all around, but it particularly looks good from a distance. Like I said, it starts to stop looking like a Lego figure and more like an actual model or toy or something like that. Not that Lego isn't a toy, but you know what I mean. So the head is really fantastic. I love the molding there. The eyes kind of actually sit in the head, which looks really good. And of course, you could close that mouth just like that. And just for the sake of it, just to show you what it would look like, you can indeed put a minifig in there. So there you go. He's chomping away, having lunch on Newman, if you get the Seinfeld reference. But anyways, it is just fantastic. I'll turn it around so you can see this side. And why don't we zoom out and take one final look at this set? Alright guys, well thank you again so much to LEGO for sending me this to review. It's really a dream come true to be in the LEGO Ambassador Network and have opportunities like this come up, but even more so, it's a dream come true to have awesome viewers like you who've made it through this whole video to this point. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, drop a comment, and let me know what you think of this set, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
If you liked what you saw and you liked what you heard, feel free to click that subscribe button for more LEGO content coming in the near future. So, thanks for tuning in to today's video, and until next time, build on.